In real estate, most people start with a need. And my need was we had a need to have a place for the business. And then it was the money. So we bought a home and flipped it. And then when we did the buy and hold, it was the cash flow. But flash forward 30 years, I got to the point where it's like, I need significant cash flow. $100 a month or a unit's just not cutting it. That's a round of golf, not a lifestyle. So I had a need for more money, significant residual income. So with that in mind, I was out looking for something, and I remember distinctly, it was about 20 years ago. I went to an event, there was hundreds of people there, and a guy in the front, and he was talking about all kinds of things, but he spent about 10 minutes talking about senior housing and the baby boomers. And he said something to the effect of, this is the place to be because all the baby boomers are getting older and you've got to get involved in this. So I ran up to him and I said, tell me more. He said, well, I can't. I don't actually do it. I'm just telling you, you should do it. So I laughed and I said, well, do you know anybody who is doing this senior housing that you're talking about? So he referred me to somebody, and they weren't really willing to share with me what it is and how it works. So time went on, and about 10 years later, it got to the point where my mom started to need help. And Whitney, that's when things get personal. That's when it gets real. It's not just the money, it's mom. So when she needed help and we had to start to look for, what do we do? Where do we bring her? What does it cost? That's when the revelation came. This is a massive opportunity. We couldn't find what we were looking for, but we had a big need. People were paying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month to have somebody take care of their mother or father, and it's a real estate play and a business play. So at that point, and the real estate market had now been crumbling and crashing, and it was about 6 years ago. So at that point, I said, this is it. I'm getting in. So I bought an existing home that was a home and a business, the real estate and the business combined. I learned my lessons and what to do and what not to do on somebody else's business. And that can be a struggle in itself, by the way. I don't recommend doing that. It's kind of like saying, here's the keys to the jet engine and go ahead and figure out how to fly it, right? You may survive.
So this property was already an assisted living property, and you didn't really have much education about it at the time, but you thought, I'm going to go ahead and buy this and hop in, but
yeah,
you're doing that.
Exactly. I mean, it was the way that I knew I could get in. If I take over somebody else's, I'll figure out what's working, what's not, how I would do it differently. So let's get down to the core of it. It's a home, a residential home. So it's not a big box facility. It's not a converted school or a converted hotel or a 200-300 bed Brookdale facility. It's a single family home in a regular neighborhood. What we do is we look for nice areas. When I say nice areas, it's all about the demographics, who lives there. The clients who are living in the home, the residents as we call them, they may be 80 or 90 years old, but it's their kids who are 50, 60 who are making the decisions about where they live and what does it cost and so on. So you want to be as close to that clientele as possible, right in the same neighborhood is what we shoot for. So we're looking for the right house, but it's more importantly the right location, because we can scrape away the house, rebuild, reconstruct, do whatever.